Right now, let's pick up the racing action, Frank, with the second round of Funny Car Eliminator. Don the Snake Prudhomme from Granada Hills, California, in the far lane in the red, white, and blue Chevy Monza has already cinched the World Championship for 1976, and with that goes $25,000. You know, it's been quite a season for Prudhomme, this being the final event of the year. Frank asked him if he had any thoughts about some time off.
Naturally, during our race season, we really don't have time for that, but we're fixing to take a few months off now and regroup and build some new pieces and maybe even have a little bit of fun, go on a vacation or something.
Against Prudhomme, Jerry Boldenow in the Moby Dick Corvette. And a whole shot for Boldenow, but Prudhomme, with the power that he is noted for, pulling away and taking the win. Jerry Boldenow, a valiant effort at 6.44 seconds. The losing time, his winning time for Prudhomme, 6.14. Ed the Ace McCulloch in the Revelloution, the Dodge Sport. His opponent, the Hawaiian Ron Colson of Chicago, Illinois, the driver. Two of the finest funny cars here on the starting line at Ontario Motor Speedway. And up in smoke goes the Hawaiian. Ed the Ace McCulloch having his share of handling problems, but he gets there first at 6.56 seconds. And jubilation in the crew of Ed the Ace McCulloch. His speed just 200 miles an hour, knowing his competition, Ron Colson, far behind. In the far lane, Mickey Thompson's Grand Am Pontiac. Bob Pickett, the driver. In the tower lane, the Showtime Chevrolet of Tom Hoover from Minneapolis, Minnesota. A great race as they pass the Christmas tree. And Pickett moves into the semifinals with a fine 6.24 second elapsed time. His speed 234 miles an hour. Earlier, Prudhomme had recorded in qualifying a speed of 240 miles an hour, the second fastest speed ever for a funny car. Here you see Tom Hoover and Bob Pickett as Pickett pulls away at the finish line with a 2-car length lead. Here the Shady Glen car, Pat Foster, the driver. Somewhat of a surprise, a relatively new car based in Southern California, staying around the Southern California racing scene. His competition, Rick Johnson, driving for Bill Shifsky. Fairtown Shaker, they call it. It's in the far lane as you look at the starting line at Ontario Motor Speedway. Shady Glen and Pat Foster with a bit of a lead and wins the race. And an engine explosion for Rick Johnson. The fire coming out of the car, and there goes the body off the car. The parachute's still out. Rick Johnson driving the car out into the grass, and he brings it to a stop. It's still upright. The rear tire's blown, the front tire's blown, and Rick Johnson is climbing out of the car. You saw it catch on fire. Rick Johnson apparently looks to be A-OK. Taking off his fire suit. There you see Rick Johnson's amazing driving job, battling that fire in slow motion. Right now, here's Frank.
What goes through your mind the very second you realize that something like that is going wrong? I mean, was there at any moment when you panicked?
Not really. I mean, I've been through a fire before, and you just do what you think's right. Like, I hit the fire bottles as soon as I saw the flash of fire and saw the body coming off. I tried to keep the car on my side of the track and tried to stop it. The fire got so hot so quick it burnt the brake lines off the car, and I didn't have any brakes. There wasn't anybody in my way down there, so I just took it out in the grass and tried to stop it the best I could.
What happens now with this car?
Well, the body was completely destroyed. It cost about $3,000 to put a body on it. The engine was completely destroyed, and that's $11,000 down the drain. We were going to build a brand new car next month. It kind of looks now like we'll put another body on this car and try and get another motor together for Pomona.
Rick, I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Need it.